friend, welcome back to the channel. I'm Crystal, aka the Wholesome Witch, and today we are getting into a little spring equinox / Ostara prep. Ostara is coming up on Friday, today's Monday, and the week leading up to the spring equinox, I always like to do a few things to prepare my own energy and the energy of my space to kind of get ready to step into the new season. So I'm going to take you along today while I do a few of the things that I like to do every year to just get ready and step into the season as motivated and inspired as I can be, because spring is, for all intents and purposes, the new year. So if you didn't feel motivated in January, don't sweat it, because now's your time. It's a time when nature is waking up, when life is really starting to grow and thrive, and we really are meant to mirror the seasons. In January, we're meant to be resting. We're meant to be, rejuvenating ourselves, gathering strength. And the springtime is when it's really a signal to move forward, set new intentions, and refresh your energy and all that good stuff. So I thought it'd be fun to take you along today on some of the things that I like to do. And maybe you'll get some ideas of your own, or maybe you'll get some inspiration for things that you want to do this week. Or maybe it will just get you thinking about your own goals and how you want your space to look this season, how you want your life to look this season, that kind of thing. So I want to talk just for a minute about the spring equinox before we get into some of the tasks of the day. I love the spring. I love the spring and the autumn. So the equinoxes are just their peak time for me. I feel very refreshed and motivated and excited to step into spring and also autumn. So my Southern Hemisphere friends, I see you. I hope you're getting excited for autumn. It's really a time where, like I said, nature is coming alive. Throughout these next months, she's going to grow and thrive and just be vibrant and brilliant all around us. And that's kind of the energy we like to emulate in our own lives at this time as well. Think about our plans moving forward, how we want to grow, how we want our life to shape and change as we move through these next few weeks and months. And the first day of spring this year is March 20th, and it's a day when light and dark are in balance. So it's that day before the light officially is longer than the dark hours of the day. And we've all noticed, I think, over these last couple weeks that the days have really been starting to get lighter and brighter and longer. So we're really starting to see the shifts. And just like the light and dark hours are in balance, it's also like a moment of balance between rest and action for ourselves. So this week, or the days leading up to the equinox, it's nice to really gain clarity and clear away some old things and cleanse your space and really prepare to step forward into a season of action, for lack of a better word. So it's a great time for journaling, for vision boarding, for, like I said, doing energy cleanses of your space, also yourself. And in my opinion, the most powerful time, the best time of year to set new intentions. So this week, I like to do activities that will help me gain clarity. I like to pull some cards. I definitely like to journal quite a bit this week. I like to do visualizations just to get my thoughts together so that I feel like I'm going into spring fresh and with a plan. And Ostara, which I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, is the festival on the Wheel of the Year that coincides with the spring equinox. So if you don't follow the Wheel of the Year, there are 8 celebrations, and Ostara is the one that is tied with spring. And I'll talk about it a little bit more later in the video. I'm going to go through some ways that we can celebrate and honor the turn of the wheel that is upon us. And like I said, it's a very exciting one, a very motivating one, a very inspiring one. So things that I'm going to get into today to help me prepare. Like I said, it's Monday, the equinox is on Friday. So I'm going to do little things throughout the week, but I'm going to do a few today, so I thought it'd be fun to take you along. I'm going to physically cleanse my space today. I'm going to put on a simmer pot with intentions of cleansing and refreshed energy and blessings for the house for the coming season. I'm going to do my first journaling session that is focused around the spring equinox. I want to set up some of my crystals because we've been in this house for 4 months. I don't have them all unpacked. They are still nicely bubble wrapped in a little box. I set up some things this past week, finally, where I was going to organize some of them. So I'm going to put some of those out and kind of set up my very tiny little altar space that I have up in the bedroom. So I'm going to try and show you guys that. This house is small. It's a lot smaller than the other house. So, and we have like the slanted roofs up in the bedroom. So it's going to be interesting. I haven't tried to film up there. I'm going to try and show you my little altar space and my little desk area that I set up. And I'm going to put some crystals kind of to align with this energy of spring. And I want to make peanut butter bites because usually I'll make something nice on like actual spring equinox on Ostara, but for the week before I like to make something that will last me the week so I can have the intention of what I put into that item for the entire week. So today I'm going to make peanut butter bites, and they have great intentions for good luck and success, prosperity, abundance, all things that I like to call in the springtime. So I'll make them and then I'll have one every single day, and I'll like refocus my intention for it and say a little mini spell for it every single day leading up to the equinox. I think those are on my to-do list, so we're going to go through those. We'll see if we get anything else done. I'm going to take a moment kind of probably in the middle of the video to go through some ways to celebrate Ostara and celebrate the spring equinox, just so you know I'm sharing some things hopefully to inspire you. You're not just watching me do stuff for 20 minutes or however long this is going to be. So yeah, let's get into it. So I only ended up filming me cleaning a little bit, guys, because I just thought you don't need to see me sweep through my entire house, but I focus my intentions as I do it and kind of have that energy of prepping my space to be ready for a new season. Hi guys, so we're in my bedroom and it's really tight and cramped. Not the best for filming, I'm going to be honest, but I wanted to show you. I'm going to bring my phone closer, but I have this little tiny space here that I'm kind of making my mini altar. It's quite a different experience from our last house, but this house is so cute. It's cute, it's adorable, it has really great little features. It's just small, especially since we got used to that other house, which was just too big for us, which is why we moved. But I'm going to show you this little area, and I'm going to show you my box of crystals and my desk area that is over there. So I think I'm just going to grab you and show you like holding you, because that's my solution. I don't know what else I can do at the moment. Hi, Smokey. Hello. Hello. Oh, she's ready for some pets. Yes, I'm ready for some pets. Of course, she wants a pet session right now, huh? Right when we're in the middle of stuff. Okay, you guys, so this is the little teeny tiny area that I have chosen to be like a little makeshift altar. And yes, we've been here 4 months, and no, I do not have stuff set up yet. And that's okay. So I have my Mother Earth, my Gaia goddess. I have my Carlèn goddess here. My Ace of Pentacles manifestation spray, a couple of crystals, clear quartz, smoky quartz, black tourmaline, my Wheel of the Year. And that's all I have on there right now. I'm going to add some more stuff to it, but this is my box of crystals. This is really difficult. See, this is the ceiling. This is my box of crystals that is still wrapped. So I'm going to put some over by my desk area. Try to ignore the mess behind me. It's, there's clothes everywhere. I'm going to figure out a better way to film in my bedroom because this isn't it. But I just want to show you the little space that I have set up. So I have this cute little area. It's like an alcove in between the walls here where they slant, and that's a cute little window that I can look out while I'm working. My desk is so tiny, but I have the essentials. So I have my shelf here. I'm going to put some crystals on that right now. I have my 3 pieces of art, and then I have, if you guys are still watching, thank you. This is a total disaster. I have my Llewellyn calendar back there, and then my little holder for my pens, my little brooms here, my card holder, which I don't have one in today, rose quartz. And then I work right here. This is my little lamp, and then I have my vision board over there. But it's just such a cute little space, and I get this natural light. Oh, and I have my little pentagram right up here, which I love. So I adore this little area. It's super cute and small. If you've watched my vlogs before, you've been in my old office, which was like a whole big room. So this is really different, but it's really quaint and cozy, and I really like working here. So let's put up some crystals. Some of my favorites are in this little box, but it doesn't actually have everything that I thought it did. So I have a few things that I took out of my box here, and I'm going to put them up on my shelf, but I'm going to need to bring a few more because I actually am missing some that I thought were in here and they're not. So I'm going to put my little sage and lavender bundle on clear quartz here because it's perfect for spring. It's got all the good energy. I put that right there. I have a citrine for abundance and prosperity and sun connection as well. Carnelian, my favorite and such a great stone for springtime. It's all about motivation, inspiration, taking action steps, confidence. It's all the things you want for spring energy. So if you buy one new crystal for spring, make it a carnelian. I think that would be a really good bet. And then I have my hematite here for balance. Stick that right in there. And I was taking too long to decide where to put stuff, so time lapse it is. And I still need to find a couple that I didn't have in the box, but this is good for now. So I wanted to take a pause here for a minute and just talk about some of the ways we can celebrate the spring equinox and celebrate Ostara. I mean, like I said at the beginning of the video, I like to do prep the week of the spring equinox, but then on the actual day, there are some different things that I like to do, and I wanted to throw some ideas out there for you guys. So we already talked about the energies. It's all about renewal and refreshing and new beginnings, setting intentions, growth, motivation, creativity, inspiration, all these great words. The energy is just so vibrant and I just love it. So let's go through some of the ways that we can celebrate when the spring equinox actually arrives on Friday. One of the things I always like to do is to get out into nature in some fashion. Hopefully the weather cooperates and it's a nice day. Even just going for a little walk around the block or to a park, going for a nature hike if you can, go sit under your favorite tree and just reconnect with nature. I think a lot of us maybe feel a bit disconnected from nature during the winter because it's cold and we don't like to be outside and we're in the house a lot. So it's nice to take a beat that day and just get outside and notice what's going on around you. Notice the sights and the colors, and if there's any new little growth happening in the flowers, if there's any pops of green coming up. And I think that's really important to do. I like to get up with the sun on the spring equinox and just really take advantage of the day. It's a special day. It's that day before the light rains once again. Get up early and do a little meditation, do a little visualization first thing in the morning, do a little offering or just give thanks, even sitting at your window, to nature and Mother Earth and just all it does for us every single day. I like to either buy a new plant or get fresh flowers for the house. So usually it's getting fresh flowers for the house, especially with my cat, Smokey. She just eats everything, so I have to be really careful what kind of plants or flowers I have in the house. And in our new house, we actually don't have a single plant. I only buy like flowers to put around. If you don't have pets that will eat all your plants, buy a plant and then you can water it and nourish it and watch it grow throughout the season, which is really nice. Or buy some fresh blooms. Buy some flowers in the colors of spring, colors of intentions you want to bring into your life this spring, or certain flowers that represent what you want to bring into your life. It's also great to open the windows. I also have to be careful when I open the windows because here in the UK, at least in Scotland where we've lived, they don't have screens on the windows, and that's weird to me. In Canada, there's screens. Our windows have screens. So my cat likes to sit in the windows. I can't just open them and leave them open because I don't want her, escaping into the wild. So I'm careful when I open my windows and for how long. But it's really great to open the windows, let in the fresh air. They've probably been closed all winter. If it's still too cold, I feel you. I get it. Maybe you don't want to, but even for just like 2 minutes, let that fresh air into the house. It really breaks up stagnant energy. It gets things moving in your space again. Something else you could do is either set up a little spring altar or add some spring touches to an altar you already have, if you have one. Things like greenery, symbols of spring like bunnies, candles in spring colors, pastels, imagery, symbols of spring, even if it's something that's just means spring to you. Fresh flowers is nice, crystals that go with spring energy, all these things. It's nice to do that. If you don't have an altar, you can take like just a very tiny space on a shelf even, or a windowsill, and put like a candle, a crystal, and one spring symbol. That can be your little altar. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be, you know, Pinterest perfect. It can just be a few items that say spring to you. I also always like to cook something on all the Sabbats, really. Who am I kidding? All of the festivals on the wheel of the year, I like to cook. It doesn't really say holiday or festival without food, in my opinion. So usually I will make a special breakfast and I'll bake something. I'd like to do a lot of citrus in the spring. I like to do lavender in the spring, blueberries, any berries really. I have some recipes on my blog. Maybe I'll link a couple below. I also have some very old videos where I did some kitchen witch stuff. So I have a lavender lemon loaf, which is really nice for Ostara. I'll link that one down below. It is old, keep that in mind, but it's a great recipe. It's really tasty. So maybe I'll link it below, and then maybe you'll want to make a lemon lavender loaf on Ostara. I don't know what I'm making this year. I'm going to decide as we move throughout the week, but usually I'll do something like a loaf or muffins. It depends. It changes year to year. Sometimes I'll do like a dinner, a nice dinner. If it's just for yourself, if it's for, you know, you invite some friends over, or you have family over, you and your partner, whatever. But it's nice to include seasonal foods into your celebration. It's a really great way to connect with nature and the earth. You could also do a special like spring equinox tea blend and have some herbal tea that day with spring energy attached to it. And consider the intentions when you choose your tea. If you want to really be motivated this spring and really uplifted and positive, maybe you'll choose a tea that has some citrus in it. Or make it any tea you want and then like squeeze a lemon wedge or an orange wedge into the tea. I like to do that. It adds that uplifting feel, and it also gives it a nice little flavor for almost all teas actually. I like to put a little citrus in there. You could turn it into a little ritual for yourself. Some more ritual things I like to do on the equinox is I like to do a writing ritual, like a real solid writing session, where I'm usually doing something like a dream life kind of scenario, dream spring, not like life. I'm not thinking 20 years in the future. I'm thinking like, how do I want my spring to go? So I write it as if it's the end of spring and I'm about to step into summer. What's my life like? How do I move through my days? What's changed? So usually I'll do a writing session around that kind of theme. I like to light a candle, probably burn some incense. I bring some crystals in sometimes to set up in my space that match my own intentions for the season. I always do a card spread on the spring equinox. So what I normally do, and I talked about this in my Lunasa vlog last year, I like to do, usually it's 6 or 7 cards. So I pull one card for every week leading up to the next festival day, the next Sabbath day, which in this case is going to be Beltane on May 1st. So it's about 6 weeks from March 20th to May 1st. So I'll pull one card for each week to kind of gain some wisdom, clarity, the energy around that specific week. So I do that, but since we're starting a new season, I also do a 3-card spread, one for each month. So I always do 2. I'll do one pull with a tarot deck and one with an oracle deck. And I switch it up, depends. The 6th card might be oracle or tarot. It depends on how I'm feeling. Those are very important to me to do on the Sabbath days. And like I said, this is spring, so I like to do one for April, May, and June, the 3-card spread. And then the other one, will be one for each week until we get to Beltane on May 1st. That's something that's like a non-negotiable for me. I also always put on a simmer pot. I'm putting on a simmer pot today. I don't know if I mentioned that in the beginning. I don't know if I remembered. Anyways, I'm doing a simmer pot today. It's for just cleansing out the energy, bringing in some blessing energy to the house, and then to be kind of ready for spring. And then on the equinox, because simmer pots are one of my favorite things to do. I do them even in the summer. I will do one that is more tailored to my own intentions for the season, and I'll make it a longer ritual. I did a video, I'll link it down below, of my whole simmer pot ritual process that I do when I'm gonna do like a lengthier thing. Today's not. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna do some other things, but on the equinox, I'll do one that is longer. I'll do it with my floor meditation, and I'll bring in candles and crystals and all these things just for a little extra energy. And like I said, I'll link my simmer pot video for you below in case you're interested to see my kind of process and how I do them. So I'm going to do that, and it's such a great activity, especially if you love house magic, being in the kitchen. It just feels really good. So when you do it, you can tailor, your ingredients to whatever intentions you're wanting to call in for the spring season. I like to focus on 1 to 3 for my simmer pots, no more than that, because then I feel like it's just too much and the energy might be a little bit scattered. So other things, creating things that you can bring with you throughout the season, like a sachet for motivation. You could do an intention setting spell jar. You could do a crystal pouch for creativity. You could do something for confidence that you can carry with you. Even just like enchanting a stone or a piece of jewelry that you can carry with you throughout the spring season. That's a really nice thing to do. Another thing that I like to do either on the equinox or like the days surrounding it. So this year it would be like over the weekend I'm probably going to do this, not just on the day, because it's kind of like a lot. You can only do so many things. But over the weekend I will carry my festivities out a day or two if I didn't have time to do them all. So I like to do a house cleansing, like a good walk through each room with crystal or incense or an herb bundle, or even just myself and my own like intentions and visualization, walking through each room of the house, really giving it a good thorough energy cleanse. And I like to clean with products that I've made myself. So today, earlier on, I did wipe down my counters and things as like a little physical clean and to get energy moving in the room and the house and things. But I'm out of products that I've made myself. So I'm gonna make those and use them this weekend, because there's lots of reasons I'd like to make my own products to clean with, and I can do a video about it. Maybe I'll film this weekend actually when I make mine. But it just brings a lot of energy and intention into the process. It's a really hands-on activity that you can really focus your energy and intentions into, and then use that energy throughout your space. So something I really like to do, and like I said, I'm out, so it's actually a perfect time for me to make new products for myself, and I can film it, and maybe you'll want to give it a watch to get an idea of how to do them for yourself and kind of what goes in them and that kind of thing. So I like to do some physical cleaning with the intention of also energetically cleaning the space at the same time, if that makes sense. A lot of these things, they can be done really quickly. I've went through a lot of things at this point, and a lot of them don't take that much time, and some of them can take as much time as you want to give them. Like a writing session, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 35, or a simmer pot. It can be a lot simpler, or it can be a lengthier process. So work with the time that you have on Friday. Maybe you just have a little bit of time, maybe you have the whole day off, which is nice. You can also do things like just simply light a candle, welcome back the sun, give thanks to nature. And there's so many ways. I'm actually going to link a couple of blog posts down below as well, because I have some that list, like one of them I think lists like 45 things you can do to celebrate Ostara and the spring equinox. So I'm going to link them down below. I've been talking for a really long time now. I am going to leave it at that, and check out the posts and things that I post down below, because it'll give you some more ideas. So I'm going to do my journaling session, and then welcome to my new kitchen. I was in here earlier, but I didn't say it. Welcome to my new kitchen, because we haven't been here yet until today in this vlog. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to do a little cleansing blessing simmer pot. and it's really gonna be quite simple. So I'm gonna do an apple for balance and love. I'm going to do lemon for positivity, uplifting energy. I'm going to put cinnamon for success, prosperity, good luck. And I'm going to do some lavender buds for peace and calming energy and happiness and harmony throughout the season. And I'm going to light 2 white candles. I like to do white candles when I'm doing things for cleansing. They bring in a little extra blessing energy as well. So I'm going to get the simmer pot going, and then while it's on, I'm going to do my peanut butter bites just to have, you know, that extra energy kind of vibing in the kitchen. So let's light our candles and let's get this going. Okay guys, so I'm going to make my peanut butter bites now, and the ingredients are really simple. What do we have? Peanut butter, maple syrup, vanilla, sea salt, rolled oats, a little bit of chocolate chips, shredded coconut, and cinnamon powder, and that's really it. So basically you put it all in a bowl, mix it up, and then you roll them into little balls and put them in the fridge for like an hour, and then keep them stored in the fridge, you know, as you go through them. My recipe makes about 18 to 24, depending on the size you make them. And they last, like, I think most recipes say to eat them in like 7 days, but I can never eat 24 in 7 days because I usually have just 1 a day. 2 if I'm feeling crazy. I've had them for 2 weeks and they're still absolutely fine. They get a little bit more dry as the days pass, but they still taste good. So your call. And they're really adaptable. You can add nuts, you could add dried fruit, you could add, you know, different types of nut butter. It doesn't have to be peanut butter. I'll link the recipe for this one here down in the description so you guys can make them on your own if you want. And they're really fun to make. They're really easy to make. And they have lots of great properties. So lots of springtime energy. Things like success and prosperity and abundance, good luck, love, beauty, sweetness, some really, really great things. So like I mentioned earlier, I like to make something at the beginning of the week that I can enjoy until the equinox arrives. So I'll make these, and then at the end of making it, I will hold my hands over the bowl and say a little spell, intention, blessing. This is how I like to end most of my kitchen witch recipes. And I will repeat that little bit of words every time I eat one each day this week, just to solidify my intention, to connect with it further, really keep it top of mind. Yeah, I like to do that. So sometimes I make these, sometimes maybe muffins, sometimes granola bars. Anything you can make that's kind of a nice little snack that you can have as the days lead up to the equinox. I don't know if this is weird. This is just something that I like to do. You can do it or not. Anyways, I'll link the recipe down below, and it takes me longer to make everything than it should. Recipes will be like, comes together in 10 minutes and 30 minutes later, I'm finished. Like, I don't know why. Recipes either lie or I'm really slow. So I'm gonna put you in a time lapse while I put these together, and you can at least, you know, see the process. And yeah, catch up with you when I'm finished. Okay, hi again guys. I feel really good about the stuff we did today. I'm excited to have my peanut butter bites. I love them and I haven't made them in a minute, so I'm excited to have those this week. I hope that this video gave you some inspiration for your own spring equinox kind of prep and things you want to do this week, this weekend, and on the day as well. I would love if you would leave me a comment and let me know what you're going to do. How are you going to be celebrating the equinox? I am hoping to post this on Wednesday, so you'll have a couple of days to watch it and kind of plan your festivities. I'm going to link those extra resources down in the description, like I mentioned earlier. It's a couple of blog posts and Lavender Loaf video. And I'm going to link my video from last year's Ostara as well, because it's different. It's different from this one. It's just a talking head one, but maybe you'll get some more inspiration from it. So feel free to check those out. I'm also linking my spellbook because it's a really wonderful monthly subscription resource that I have set up and community that I'm building. You get 2 mailouts a month with seasonal, magical, inspiration, rituals, energies for the month. The first is always an easing issue, so it's like a digital magazine that takes you through the month week by week that you can kind of go back and revisit. It's great. I send lots of other resources, grimoire pages, stuff for the full moon, new moon, all the moon phases. So yeah, check it out down below. If you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate if you would like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. This is something I really want to dedicate to this year. I'm really enjoying building a community on here. I think you guys are just super great. It's different. It feels different here than on other social platforms. So I'm hoping to really work on it this year and get to know more of you and all of that good stuff. So yes, like, subscribe, follow along. I have some good content coming up for the spring and summer. I have lots of ideas that are very different from last year because, you know, you learn as you go along. So hopefully I'm going to be able to keep making the videos better and more relevant and just more of what you guys want to see. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking with me right until the end. I appreciate you so much. And I hope you have a very beautiful spring equinox or autumn equinox if you're in the southern hemisphere and you decided to watch this video anyway. Yeah, I'm wishing you a full season of magic and thriving and growth. And stay tuned because I have lots of good spring content coming your way. And until next time, I'm sending you many, many blessings.